Oop. Okay, hey, what's up? It's the DeadEndRoad show. This is our fourth live streamed edition for the Halloween season, I guess. Not really a Halloween themed show. We kind of don't really have anything specific planned, like in terms of Halloween stuff. But we do the horror movies and things like that. We'll be getting to our Bodies review a little bit later in the show. But we had a lot of fun stuff planned, so let's just jump right in.
Yeah, it's always Halloween here.
Pretty much. That's kind of how it is for the show, and like sort of just like my mental state. Like a lot of people sort of like Halloween. I was thinking about this like a little earlier. Like Halloween is sort of like the culmination of people's like spooky season. And I think a lot of times for me, it's sort of just like where I like kind of get started. Where I'm just like it like sort of builds and then I kind of keep going. Like last year was sort of like an outlier where we started doing the horror harvest movies like way early, which is usually not what I do.
Well, I did suggest last week that we continue this into November because there's a couple notable movies coming out. So.
Yeah. And I thought about talking about it later, but I just played Resident Evil 2. I actually just finished like 30 minutes ago.
The recent like remake.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I have a bunch of those games. And it's like Halloween's gonna be over in a couple days, right? And it's like, well, if I want to keep playing those, I'll keep playing them, right? It's like, who cares?
Yeah, there's no expiration date.
Yes, like I kind of feel like I'm like just getting started on the scary shit. But we got some other fun stuff planned. We actually got a bunch of dead letters here.
Bunch.
A bunch, yeah. Because I talked about this on the main show, how I wanted to get going with over on the YouTube channel, which you can find by doing a search for DeadEndRoad TV, and you'll get there. We got I started doing DeadEndRoad Radio, where you can just like tune in and catch up on some old episodes just playing on a 24/7 loop.
Oh God, that's like my worst nightmare.
Well, so the thing is that like the thing, like, okay, who's gonna do that? But then the way we structure the show, I think actually is beneficial for that kind of format, where like I actually would check in a bunch of times, one, to make sure it was still working, and two, to see if it was actually like a worthwhile endeavor. And I would pop in, and then we would be doing like a segment, and it was actually kind of easy to pick up on where we were and what we were talking about. Surprisingly. I think the movies are a little harder, but like whenever we were talking about something specific, it was sort of easy to get your bearings going. And then even if we were at the end of something, we would then quickly move on to something else that then you could then pick up on. So I think it was actually easy to jump in and sort of, figure out what was going on. Like you weren't like completely lost in the middle of a podcast episode.
Are we good at podcasting? Is that what you're saying?
We might be. Or we might just be good for talking on a 24/7 loop that you can just sort of, just...
Are we the only two, are we our own audience here? Are we the only two people that actually like this and we're just fooling ourselves?
That's a very strong possibility. But on the other hand, we got some comments on the live feed here.
This is the YouTube feed?
Yeah. The problem is that I don't understand them.
That's par for the course when it comes to these letters, so
yeah. So this one is sort of, I guess, what got the ball rolling. And let me... I didn't think about how to do this, because these are images. Hold on. Whoop. Nope. Okay, wait. Okay, it's not shown yet. Hold on.
But I keep forgetting that we're live, because usually if there's dead air in the recording, I'm like, oh, this will just be edited out.
I'll cut this whole thing out. Yeah, but then we got to fill it.
Now I'm just leaving you hanging here, looking for a document.
Yep. And
this is a new tagline here on the homepage here on the wallpaper.
No.
Videos with nowhere to go. Is that? I feel like I haven't seen that, or I'm just not. I don't pay attention to detail.
That's been there the whole damn time.
Okay.
Where am I?
Set up MSN internet access. I like that one.
Yeah. Yeah, so this came in from Tarot Destroyer.
Great name.
May 24th, 2005, Paul Tate, 82, a former Army intelligence officer who went undercover seeking clues to the murder of his daughter Sharon Tate, died of congestive heart failure in Coopeville, Washington. I don't know what spurred this on. I don't know if this was a comment in reference to anything we said.
Yeah, I think this is probably, if I had to guess, let's just get that nice and big. I had to guess this is probably in reference to one of your Reddit deep dives where you would bring up from the conspiracy theory Reddit. I feel like we've talked about something, and this happened to be on. Tower Destroyer was tuning in.
Did I talk about Sharon Tate? Or Manson?
Manson is more likely.
Yeah. I don't know why her father dying of heart failure would be. This is just a weird tidbit.
Was there some conspiracy theory about like the military? Somebody had.
Probably. I mean, I got conspiracies about the military.
And this might have been just like input, like another anecdote that kind of is in line with that.
Maybe. Yeah, so this is the engagement that we're getting. So this is one of them. And so then somebody else started getting involved. And this was days later. This was like 3 days later. So like I said, that like you can go to the YouTube page and we have the hold on, let me pause it. A group. Oop, nope, that's me. Nope. So like we have the stream. See, look,
there it is.
We're on episode 42 right now, 24/7. You can check it out if you're fucking bored.
Got 2 likes.
2 likes. One of them is me, I have to admit.
Okay.
So this was days after the first comment. Lefty Lucy here.
So not surprising that he had the heart failure because he was
80.
elderly. Yeah.
And then they said China can copy what it wants, different laws.
So I'm guessing what happened here was, so obviously the first comment is a response to Tower Destroyer. That's pretty evident. Second one is probably another out of context because it's tough, right? Because we've talked about so many things over the years here.
Oh God, don't say it like that. Oh, no, it has been.
It's been multiple years. At least for me, it's been about 1.5 years. You longer, but you must have been talking about China or something. I don't know.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah, days later, replying to that comment that would never be replied back to.
Maybe the Olympics?
The Olympics.
We talk about the Olympics?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Then another couple days later, because it's been going for like a week now. Lefty Lucy comes back and says it's programming.
This is somebody who is listening to the stream, these archived episodes, and is commenting on what we're talking about in the moment, but we have no idea what that is because it's not live. Yeah. This is essentially worthless. Yeah. It's not worthless that this person's commenting, don't get me wrong. It's just that we can't understand because we are it's not as if we're like watching the chat, right? Yeah. And listening to what the archive is. Like we don't know. Yeah, I think they're a little confused. And like I put in I just closed it, but I'll bring it up again. I put in the description of the
like, I think I'm pretty clear about what it is.
And
I have to has been made at this time. Fuck, shut up.
Jesus.
Like, I'm pretty clear about what it is. 24/7 podcast. That doesn't mean literally somebody sitting there live doing a podcast.
I don't know. When I think of radio, because it says DeadEndRoad Radio, I think of somebody on air talking.
Well, that's also a misunderstanding of how radio works in the current year. It's also all pre-recorded. Streaming all past episodes and live shows of the Dead End Road show. Maybe live shows is confusing. A little bit. Okay, maybe that's...
And hey, I appreciate it, Lefty Lucy. I appreciate your engagement.
I did, since I'm a big Snoop, I did go to their channel.
Okay. I have to immediately take this back? Hopefully not.
No, and so they have a
Lefty.
They have a playlist that explains their username. I'm left-handed. My dog is Lucy.
Here we go.
But the about,
mystery solved.
The about is like... But they have a playlist that explains their whole deal, which is also, it's like got music. It's like old rock and roll songs.
Does Lefty Lucy have more subscribers than we do?
No.
Okay.
It's close. It's close, but no. Yeah. So,
See, you've set this thing up now where you're going to have people just talking to themselves into the void.
Well, then, we're one and the same, I guess. Right? We did get one more. But okay. I didn't take a screenshot of it, so I have to. How am I even gonna? Boy, oh boy. So I also started doing some shorts of some clips of the shows, right? And sometimes I am using the automated system where it'll just take a random clip, and if it's a clip that doesn't make any sense, then I don't use it. But if it's sort of like has a logical start and end, I use it.
How does that work? Is there like AI that's determining what would work as a clip, or is it just random?
It's AI. It's just chopping at random 40 seconds.
Okay.
So this was
like you said earlier, very easy to follow. So.
Well, I meant in a span that gets greater than like 30 seconds.
Okay.
So this was a short where we were discussing the this is the YouTube backend. We were discussing. I could actually play it. The NHL. Whoa, I hate how it does that. Or like you click on a short and it scrolls to the next one immediately, like you already played. The ads move. So we were talking about the NHL board ads.
Am I gonna have to hear my own voice?
We don't have to, but so like
can if you want, just for context if we need it.
The title is basically it. The NHL board ads are the least of their problems, is what I titled it. Because this is clipped out of a segment where we were talking about some of the scandals involving the NHL and the greater hockey world, and then
you can play it.
Move.
Yeah, it's all very stupid, and like I was hearing coming into the season that the revenues are up to like pre-pandemic levels too. So like I don't know, they want more.
They want more. They put stickers on the helmets. They put stickers on the jersey now,
because that at least doesn't mess with your eyes during.
But now look what happens. We gave them an inch and they took a mile.
I can't stress enough how
it's looping. I don't know why
you're cutting me off there.
It looped. That's the beginning again.
Oh, was it?
Do you want to hear yourself again? I don't know why the visual's not showing up. But anyway, that's the little clip, right? So then we got a comment on it, very quickly, by the way, from Justin, who says, NHL apparently does not have enough diversity. You should go buy a ticket to a game for diverse people instead of complaining. Maybe they will use the new money to build rinks in underprivileged communities so that we can have more diversity in the NHL. What?
I mean, I agree with the last part of that. Like, that's been an issue with hockey for a long time, is their outreach, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. He said apparently. I said apparently. That's my mistake. Yeah, I know what the fuck he's talking about.
Well, no, the NHL does not have enough diversity. That much is very true. Not sure what it means to go buy a ticket to a game for diverse people.
I don't either.
That's the part I'm hung up on.
I don't know. It seems like he is just angry about something or everything. And so he's just going to start talking about that. Like, literally, the clip has nothing to do with...
It doesn't, no. I mean, we could do a whole thing about the NHL and all the various issues.
In that podcast, I said that I didn't even pull out the stuff about the NHL's racism problem.
Right.
Like literally, like 30 seconds after this clip ends, I say that in the podcast.
We'd need a lot more than 40 seconds for that.
Right. But I'm just saying, like, that's where that's where the episode goes from this clip. So where he's coming from, I don't know who liked this thing. So that's the engagement we're currently getting.
This one's interesting because, like, it's confusing in the wording of it, but it does touch upon real issues, sort of. If as long as it's not being sarcastic, which I feel like it kind of is being sarcastic.
Being incredibly sarcastic.
Okay, well then we're not on the same page.
They're saying, oh, you shouldn't be complaining about problems in the NHL, because they're focusing on diversity.
Oh, okay.
That's such an important thing.
Yes, it is, and also you can. So ad revenue and outreach, like, expand.
They didn't watch the clip. They didn't watch the clip.
All right, we don't have to do this.
They literally saw the title and have an axe to grind.
Yeah, it's misguided. Just leave it there.
Yeah. So that's the engagement we're currently getting. If you have anything more coherent, video at DeadEndRoad.co. We'd love to hear from you. All right. Next up, time to watch some videos and see some weird shit on the internet.
Yeah, let's do that. That sounds like fun.
Yeah. We got a segment we like to call Weird Web. Weird Web. That's the audio for it. Oh, there we go. Great.
That's new, right? Okay.
That's new.
Cool.
Yeah. So, you heard about the, this weird, racist TikTok lady with the bird? I'm sure you did.
The, emu person, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll admit, I first encountered this TikToker and, like, might have liked a video or two of hers, and this was before I knew any of her backgrounds, which is a bit problematic. So
this was literally a milkshake duck. It was literally that.
Okay, so I've heard that phrase used.
I've explained milkshake duck to you.
Have you?
Yeah. It's got a Wikipedia page now, and I've even clicked on it, so I've had to explain it to you. It was literally from a tweet. Where's the tweet? They don't even embed the tweet. The whole internet loves milkshake duck. A lovely duck drinks milkshakes. 5 seconds later, we regret to inform you the duck is racist.
Okay. So this joke is what launched that phrase?
Yeah.
So now the phrase means what happened? Same thing as in the tweet. Okay, so that's interesting.
Something that everybody finds and likes, and then their problematic past comes to light.
Got it. Yeah, that perfectly explains what happened with the emu situation.
Yeah, and it happens to be bird related in this case. So it's literally a milkshake duck. So I guess if nobody is aware of this,
you say that with like so much So much like disdain.
Yeah, because of the fact that I have to explain the emu bird lady, you know? But like I have to for the context.
Sure.
Right? Or I guess I could just read the thread.
God.
But it's a lot. There's a lot. And there's SpongeBob, you know? So So, this lady had a bird farm in Florida because of course it was Florida, you know. And she's got an emu there, and she went viral because she's real weird with the bird, right? And so people like the bird. And so
the bird's cool. Like I have no problem with the bird even to this day.
Yeah, whatever. It's a bird, you know? Okay. I don't know.
Bird's been going through a lot this week. Okay, you don't have to just dismiss it like that.
Sure. I don't know.
Bird is very stressed out.
I don't know what her being a lesbian's got to do with anything. I'll be honest.
It's just characterization. I don't know.
I guess. Sure. You know. Yeah. I guess. I don't know. I don't know what to. I don't know what that's got to do with it.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with it? So this lady, she's making TikToks with the bird. She's real affectionate with the bird. It's weird. And so apparently
I don't think that's not the weird part.
I think it is. That she's weirdly affectionate with the bird.
She cares after these emus.
Okay.
She's the caretaker.
So I guess this has part to do with she portrays herself as a wholesome Christian and lesbian. Okay. I guess that's so apparently she's got these other birds that came down with bird flu.
Yeah.
Which is highly contagious and it'll fuck you up, right? And we haven't had a bird flu outbreak in the States, you know, like and like bad bird flu situations are like sort of what caused a lot of Asian populations to like adopt mask wearing as like a cultural thing. And they know all about the bird flus and shit like that. So so she's got this bird. She's got a bunch of other birds. They might have bird flu. So what happens whenever a suspected bird flu outbreak happens, it's either the FDA or maybe the CDC. Yeah, the FDACS, Department of Agriculture. Here we go. They got to come in and they got to kill all the birds because they can't risk a bird flu outbreak. So they literally have to kill all the birds. So they apparently did that, but they didn't kill the emu. But the emu, the emu looks like death. The emu looks like shit. It's all weepy eyed and it's crusty and it can't move.
I think the update has been that the emu looks that way because it's stressed out and upset because all of its.
I was getting there.
All right, I'm sorry. Okay, because you're making it sound like the emu has the bird flu.
That's what people thought at the time. They're like,
right.
Okay,
it's not true though.
Okay, I was getting there. I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm walking all over this.
You're defending the racist TikTok lesbian.
Oh, I'm not defending the racist aspect of it. I care about the bird. Bird is the TikTok star. Nobody's showing up for her. They're showing up for the bird, okay?
So everybody was convinced. It's like, well, all right, so you hid the emu so it wouldn't get slaughtered, you know, sort of like Anne Frank style, right?
Oh my god. No, not Anne Frank style.
But it's like looks like shit. It looks like it's dying, and you're like all nuzzling up on it, and you're gonna give the entire U.S. population bird flu just because it's your moneymaker. Just because it's.
She in the U.S.?
She's in Florida.
Florida, you mentioned that, yeah.
Just because
falling behind
you. Just because you make TikToks with this bird, you save this bird, and you're giving everybody bird flu. And it apparently has 50% mortality rate.
For the birds or the people?
Let's see.
That sounds like people.
Sounds like people to me.
Yikes.
So yeah, bird flu has to be taken very, very seriously, which is why they immediately kill the birds. They don't hesitate. They kill the birds.
Why are you laughing at this? This is a serious matter.
I just think it's funny that they roll in with the hazmat suits and take a flamethrower and just sort of like, it looks like the beginning of Pathologic 2. Like they just sort of like, you know.
Your head, it does.
I don't know why SpongeBob and Mrs. Puff are here. I don't know why. But anyway, so everybody's like, dude, quit kissing this bird. Quit kissing the bird. You're going to give everybody bird flu. And as you spoiled, didn't have bird flu.
Right.
Did not have bird flu. He was just stressed out. And you know who among us, right?
Yeah, it's tough out there.
Who among us is not stressed? And it was apparently stressed because it witnessed the systematic slaughter of all the other birds in the vicinity. I don't know why.
Again,
I don't know.
It's really not funny. I just don't want to stress that enough. It's
I don't know why it's so funny to me. And I don't know why. I just think that the phrase emus are highly susceptible to stress is really funny to me. I just think it's very funny.
More in common than we thought.
But her being very affectionate with this bird is weird.
So you're gonna get into her backgrounds?
Yes, because this BuzzFeed article mentions.
I feel like a lot of people weren't aware of her problematic history before this whole bird flu incident.
Right, because most people only knew her for the bird thing.
Yes, myself included.
Of course, because she has sort of remade herself as this down-home country lesbian, I guess. She was now this bird lady, right? So
the quote unquote good Karen thing, I saw that the other day. My goodness.
I don't even know what that's about. I don't even know. So she's apparently like always looking for the attention. She's tried to go viral with this Karen thing. For a viral video in which she asks a Taco Bell employee to come over for a sleepover. And
that was, oh boy, that was...
Is it bad?
It's bad.
Should I watch it?
No, we're gonna skip that. It's so weird.
Were you working earlier by chance?
Yes, I was.
You were? Okay, I came by and I ordered a beefy 5-layer burrito with no sour cream. And I think you complimented my nail polish, and I just wanted to know if you wanted to have a sleepover tonight.
A what?
A sleepover.
A sleepover?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
When?
Tonight.
Can you come up to the window?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what that... I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know, I clicked on something.
Sure.
Okay. Like the stupid drive-through videos are either it's their friend, right, that they're doing this with, or
very staged,
or they're actually bothering somebody and you can tell, and it's like,
yes,
don't fucking do that.
I saw one that went viral because the employee clearly had reached a breaking point with this person who was had been there multiple times. So they caught employee like yelling at them on video and posted it.
Yeah.
That's funny or something.
Yeah. Okay, and then she was also on some kind of YouTuber reality show called Reality House. So I guess like a real world Big Brother situation. So then people are like, oh, hey, she's been around for a while, and then they found her racism. And so there's a whole big old thread.
Hmm.
Oh, that's where Mrs. Puff comes in. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Usage of the word stud? Stud is a word that black lesbians use to describe themselves when referring to a masculine identity. What? That's news to me.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I learn something new every day, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Might be worth like checking, to be fair, but
Videos of non-black lesbians referring to themselves as studs and mimicking what they think are black mannerisms. Okay, well I think that's the meat and potatoes of it.
well, yeah, that's no good. No matter how you put it.
I see like straight people use that phrase.
Yes,
That's
yes.
news to me.
I feel like I've heard it mostly used. I feel like I've heard it used in the context of sports.
Yeah.
They'll refer to like a sports, like an athlete, as a stud.
Yeah, he's a stud. Yeah.
So much like appropriation, you know. I would not be at all surprised if that's true.
Okay, here's her being racist against Asian people. Let's see. Okay, so she's doing racism with the Karen character, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so she's doing AAVE in tweets. Okay. Alright, she had dreads. Okay. Okay. Alright. So she got some stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that was the whole I guess that's the bird thing. So the bird's alright, I guess. It's just, you know, needs a vacation.
I think Emmanuel should rethink some of his friendships and whether or not those friendships are benefiting him or not.
Yeah. Moving on. I wanted.
Really? What is that? Was that all that you had?
I mean, what else? What else?
You're just like scrolling through Twitter for 10 minutes.
What do you want? What? Do you have anything more?
What was the point of all this?
What? You want to watch some more of her TikToks? What do you want?
No, I'm not looking to do that. I just didn't know if you had like a whole. What's the takeaway here?
Well, I originally put this in before I knew that the bird didn't have bird flu. And then it came out that the bird.
Oh, so that changes. Yeah, it changes the story.
Yeah, it's like, okay, well then we can just ignore her now instead of this being a public health crisis.
Sure.
Right? Like, so, like, what do you want me to do? She should stop being racist, and you know, that's about it. Like, I don't know.
Okay.
Moving on. This I think will be a deeper investigation. What is going on here? This one's menacing.
I don't know. It's just, personal style choice.
But what leads a person to make this choice?
Freedom of expression.
It looks like if you left a Hostess cake in the sun for like 2 weeks.
I mean, you're not like wrong about that.
Like, do you think if she like kept it going, she could do
the Marge Simpson thing going on?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it looks good. To be honest, like I see no issue here.
I'm not saying there's an issue. I just want to know what's going on. How do you
the second photo, the photo you just had up there? That's like reminiscent of a mohawk in a way, even though it's not. Like it's fundamentally not, but it just sort of has that shape.
Is a sort of aerodynamicism to it.
Yeah.
I don't think she could ever own a convertible.
Yeah, I don't know what would happen.
That would be... We need to get the top scientists on that. How do you sleep with this? And I don't mean like...
Like with the choices that she's making.
yeah. She's like, how does her conscience... No, but like... You probably couldn't like sleep on your back, right? You have to be a side sleeper.
I think you just sleep however you want, and then when you get up in the morning, you deal with the aftermath.
You put the Lego piece on the head.
Sure. Or I was thinking like copious amounts of spray.
It's intimidating.
And it's good for her line of work.
Uh-huh. It's intimidating. It's too wide to be Bride of Frankenstein, right?
Oh, you know what? That's pretty close. Now that you mention it, if you like, you would have to dye it what, like gray or white, or is it black? I forget. That's a bit more. It's too wild. Bride of Frankenstein. This is like hers is much more contained.
This is like, it's very geometrical.
Yeah. I think it's cool. I don't really have much to say beyond that.
I just kind of want to pick it up.
That's weird.
It looks like it's just one singular piece.
It could be a wig, you never know.
Apparently it's not.
No?
That's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. Ever since I saw this, I've been fascinated. Like, how do you mold the front?
Imagine there's a lot of preparation.
There's either, like, she's either been preparing so much for so many years, you know, that, like, there's, like, no, now, like, it's just like that. Like, how do you cut this? You need, like, hedge trimmers. Right?
Maybe.
Like, this is a job for Edward Scissorhands. Like, he needs to be out there trimming the hedges. I don't know. I think it's fascinating.
Hair.
I think
again, we're scrolling Twitter. Like that's really been the bulk of the episode so far.
This is weird web. This is weird shit on the web. I don't know what you want from me.
Right. I don't think this is that weird. Is the problem?
Okay. Fine. This was too political for you, I guess.
No, not even. There's nothing political about hair.
All right. So you know about Jamie Gooch?
Do not.
All right. Well, she wants people to know that you can't let your children watch Hocus Pocus 2, which is apparently a movie about harvesting the purity of the children's soul. So let's listen in.
A worst case scenario is that you unleash hell on your kids and in your home.
Jamie Gooch is a mother of 3 and the owner of Gooch Family Farms in Troy.
I love everything to do with house and home. I believe everything starts here.
This time of year, fall harvest is heavily celebrated in their household, but Halloween is not.
It grieves me, the thought of exposing our kids to darkness.
Gooch says there's a spiritual war being waged against homes in America, and Hollywood is part of the problem, and right now, one film in particular.
The whole movie is based on witches harvesting children for blood sacrifices.
In a recent Facebook post,
I was a little bit scared when I hit post because I was afraid of the reaction that I would get.
Gooch advises moms against letting their kids watch Hocus Pocus 2.
I believe whatever comes in our TV screens, there are things attached to that. I've seen for myself the things that I've watched with my eyes or heard over a TV screen, they become manifested in real life. Everybody thinks it's fake and innocent, but they could be casting any type of spell that they want to. Anything could be coming through that TV screen into your home.
We have to steal their souls.
She says most of the feedback has been positive, but she knows her opinion isn't for everyone, and that's okay. She says it's healthy to stir up conversations, just not cauldrons.
How do you feel? How do you respond to people who are going to say, you're crazy? It's just a movie. It's all in good fun.
It has been and always has been. Then the post was not for you. The post was for people that have been on the fence on the decisions they need to make for their family.
While Gooch's opinion may not be the most fun, she says if putting it out there changes even one person's mind, it was worth it.
I think at the end of the day, I want people to walk away with discernment. If you're watching this, just start thinking for yourself, and even overthink and consider all the options of what you're partaking in.
In Troy, Rissa Shaw, News 10.
Yeah, the problem.
Yeah, go ahead.
The problem is definitely that she's thinking too much.
Yeah, see, all you have to do to determine whether a movie's worth watching is to go to letterboxd.com. And if there's an aggregate score of under 3.0 out of 5, that usually is a bad sign. Now, I just did my own research while this video was going on, and Hocus Pocus 2 is currently sitting at a 3.0. So it seems to be fairly well received. So I think it's okay to give this movie a shot. It's just me, though. My opinion's not for everybody.
You know, you gotta do your own research. You gotta really think about things. The things in the TV can come out and grab you, is what she's trying to say.
Can I ask, what is this, like a local news channel?
I guess so. You're giving me shit for scrolling Twitter. They're just letting people say whatever the fuck they want.
I was gonna say, so Jamie. She literally just made a Facebook post. And do you think the news reached out to her after this post gained like traction?
Yes.
That's rough.
Mm-hmm.
That is rough.
Yeah.
I mean, we might as well call ourselves journalists.
Why not? Why not? Yeah. The Gooch Family Farm, the TV's gonna reach out and grab you.
Mm-hmm. That's Poltergeist. That is not Hocus Pocus.
That's probably where she got it from. This is low quality, but well,
this is the original post here. Okay, this is quite a wall of text.
Oh my god, I don't want to read the whole thing.
I'm already on the third paragraph, so you kind of can't stop me now.
Please hear me when I tell you the truth that the witches and warlocks in the Satanic Church abuse and sacrifice children in their spiritual rituals to gain more power in the underworld.
See, I feel like if I was the reporter that was doing this story, I would have asked a follow-up question about that. It would have been a point of interest for me.
She defines Hocus Pocus. That's very cute. It means meaningless talk or activity often designed to draw attention away from and disguise what is actually happening. You cracked the code. You cracked it. This movie is secretly trying to grab your kid through the TV. Awaken and rise up, mamas. There's a war being waged on our homes, and we are the gatekeepers. That's right. Your kids will grow up to hate you. Jamie Gooch. Jamie Gooch. Oh, and of course.
Also, you shouldn't watch Hocus Pocus 2 if you haven't seen the original.
Probably not. Oh, people are actually defending Jamie Gooch. Jamie Gooch. Okay. Bride of Frankenstein. All right. What do we got next? It's time for the pivot to video. Isn't that fun?
Right.
Where are we? My buttons are too small. God damn.
Pivot to video.
Sweet.
Didn't have audio last time either, did it?
No, it didn't. All right, let's see. A few episodes ago, we talked about, well, actually, you brought to the table a sort of a remix of an unfortunately classic song. The song itself, the original is unfortunate, and the remix was also quite unfortunate. And one of my favorites, Chris Fleming, not a week later, sort of has a take on the song itself. And I thought that I should share this.
A little advice. If you want to be a part of society, you got to do the bum bum bum.
Is there a video component to this?
You got to sing it when you're in a group at an event.
I'm terrible. I'm so terrible.
There we go.
Yeah.
A little advice. If you want to be a part of society, you got to do the bum 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 part in Sweet Caroline. You got to sing it when you're in a group at an event. Even just doing it just there, it hurt. It feels like I'm betraying my muse. I feel unwashed. I feel loathsome. But the people that do it, Sweet Caroline, bum bum bum, they have no integrity, of course, but they're functioning. If you want to have a license, a job, if you want a life that makes sense, if you want to live in DC one day, you gotta hit the bum bum bombs, and you gotta scream it at other taxpayers. Early childhood psychologists, in early childhood development, you can see who's going. That is the fine line between who's going to have a life that makes sense and who's going to be in the creases. Like the clown from It. You ever see, you don't want to know who I'm hanging out with. I am the Pied Piper of the freaks. You ever see the Caves episode of Planet Earth? My friends, they have accents that don't align with the region they're from. You wouldn't believe these people. You think I'm eccentric? I'm like a Kennedy compared to these. They're like people that escaped a medical trial. These people, it's why I could never have a wedding. All of them in the same place. It would spark a global incident. It would be like that. It would be the fuse, the assassination of the Archduke Ferdinand, that kind of a thing. You ever think you know someone and then you see them singing along a Sweet Caroline in a group for the first time? The betrayal of that. They're doing bum bum bum. Oh, we do that? I thought we were anti-establishment. But you've been cupping the balls of the man this whole time? What else do you do? Do you volunteer for Nike? Do you retweet SNL? Do you do organizing on a grassroots level for Lorne Michaels? He doesn't need it.
Oh, I love that very much.
Yeah, I was not familiar with this comedian, but that was pretty good.
Oh, he's the best. And also the thing about having an accent from a location that you're not from, I that hits me too, because sometimes I say things like the way I would from Pittsburgh. Right. But some things I say from Jersey, and sometimes the two combine, and sometimes the way that combines is like Philly.
Oh, that's so New Jersey plus Pittsburgh equals Philly. Is that?
Yeah, it's really weird. So, yeah, I feel that. Next up, I don't know if you saw this, but this was from the NHL opening night. And the NHL just can't stop getting in their own way, like even on a micro level. They just can't sort of like get out of their own way. Like they just need to like let the sport be the sport, you know? And I think this really exemplifies it.
Welcome to opening night of the 2022-23 NHL season. What's better than this? Good luck to all players. Let's have a great season.
One of the best in the end.
Why do we need the ref?
I don't know. I was expecting worse, to be honest.
No, this is bad. I mean, it's not as bad as like the old Senators like gladiator intro thing, but like
I don't. It is what it is. If they did, imagine if they did this. My thing is like, imagine if they did this before every game.
Yeah. But like, just drop the fucking puck.
Yeah.
What's better than this? Guys being dudes. Just drop the fucking puck. Yeah. All right. That's what I got.
Wait.
And now for a segment that's completely different. It's time for some TikToks.
We don't have like a...
No, we do. I need to find the buttons. The buttons are too small. I'm getting old.
Look at that! Oh my goodness! I can't understand it. Bad watch! Oh, look! You think the team... Oh my goodness! There's only one way to stop a bad watch!
Fantastic. Now, as I mentioned previously, I had a couple TikToks that I was supposed to do at last month's live show. And I just, in the chaos of all my button presses, I just completely forgot.
Well, this is tough because Mad Watch is typically my segment, and for this episode, I've really curated a thematic sequence of videos. So I don't know how you want to do this.
So should I do mine first or yours first? Is what
Yeah, we should lead with yours.
Okay. All right. Let's do this one first. I've had this in the chamber for many months. And this is technically a TikTok, but of course I got it from Twitter. I feel like that's a good intersection of our interests, right?
He's in his natural habitat.
Yeah.
Arietta Rage Against the Machine show. It's perfect.
Yeah. just to pan over and he's just with the stogie, you know. It's very good.
You almost don't even need to pan the camera around because you know he's there, and you know he'll always be there.
Right. Yeah. You know, when there were two sets of footprints, I knew that one of them was yours. Yeah.
But he's having a good time.
This next one, I feel like this next one, this one blew my mind. I don't know. See, you all right, I have a bone to pick with you. You disappoint me in some situations, and I feel like this might be one of them. But I guess we'll see.
I have no idea what's coming.
I know. All right.
Dude, it's me, the Dell dude, who got arrested for smoking pot. So what happened to me? This. September 11th. Most of you don't know that I did so well in school in the Dell commercials that I bought my own apartment and I moved downtown. And 2 weeks later, this was my backyard. Literally, I woke up with this view from my bed. I watched people take their lives. I watched my best friend almost die. And I got trapped in a tunnel underground full of smoke. But something kicked in. There was a woman who needed help who was bleeding, and I immediately treated her for shock. And I didn't even know how. And then I rushed to a bus that was going uptown, and I was trying to escape, and I thought World War III was happening. People were crying. There was bodies on the ground, soot everywhere. And the bus driver said, "We're going uptown, hop on." And I said, "I need to stop, sir. I need to stop at Union Square. I'm not stopping for anybody, dude." "Wait a second. Are you the Dell dude? Holy shit, I love your commercials. Hey, it's the Dell dude." To which I'm like, "Really, man? I'm like crying right now. Like, there's like bigger things are going on. Hello." He dropped me off right there at Union Square. And would you know that my best friend, who I thought was dead in the towers, was there waiting for me with a bag full of ashes. Dude, you can face anything. Sometimes we just need a little help. I'd be happy to be that for you. Dude, you're getting well.
I have no idea what this is. What is... I'm missing something for sure.
See...
I don't know who the Dell dude is, which is probably where the first problem is.
I had the worst feeling you would say that.
That kind of like threw me off immediately.
God damn it.
Yeah, this did not land for me because I have no idea.
You have to remember.
Hello, Mrs. Lindsay. William.
Hello, Stephen.
You're not by any chance computer shopping, are you?
Mm-hmm. If I can get some help.
Well, right now, you can get a complete Dell system with an Intel Pentium 3 processor, plus all of this for just $7.99.
Really?
She's intrigued eggs. Because right now, you can get free shipping. Unbelievable. And as far as service and support, Dell's won more awards than any other PC company in the last 5 years. It's real easy. Just call or go online. Tell them what you want, and right to your front door comes America's favorite PC.
Thanks, Stephen.
Now you can get a Dell desktop with an Intel Pentium 3
His name's Steven.
6 months of America Online Internet service for just $7.99. Call or go online today, and shipping is free. There's great deals on notebooks, too.
Dude, you're getting a Dell.
Easy to buy, easy to own.
Is that where it comes from? Is
that was the catchphrase of the commercials.
You're getting a Dell?
Yeah.
Is this from 2001?
Yeah.
Okay, things are starting to come together.
They were all over the place. It was a very well-known campaign. He was the dead guy.
A lot has happened since.
A lot has happened, and then he got fired from the commercials for smoking pot.
Dude, it's me, the Dell dude, who got arrested for smoking pot. So what happened to me?
Yep.
And he immediately transitions to a TikTok background of 9/11.
Yeah, that's...
This screenshot.
Wait, is this like, this is obviously like a joke, right?
No, he seems to be quite serious. He's supposed to be, he's telling this inspirational story of how he survived.
No. There's no way.
He seemed to be quite serious. Just the transition, though.
Okay, so I assume this was a bit.
I don't think so.
Changes things. That is stunning if it's not a bit.
I don't think it's a bit.
Wow. Okay. All right. I see what the commotion's about here. Also, can we please get the 9/11 photo off of our screen? Like, we need to not have that on there right now.
Nuts.
It's absolutely nuts. We need to like transition away from that.
All right, fine. All right, those are my TikToks. All right. God damn.
I need to like process that, so to be happening in the background during this show.
Hey, it's me, the Dell guy. What happened to him? 9/11. Like, what the fuck?
That's why it's so outrageous. I assumed from the start it was a bit. I did not know. I don't even know how to follow that, to be honest. I don't think there's anything I could So what I was planning on doing this week was, because we've talked about how you joined TikTok and then you had some problems with the way they operate, and so you are no longer using the app, right?
Yeah, but they still keep sending me fucking emails every day.
Okay, well, my purpose, my goal this week is to provide you with examples of why TikTok is a great place to be and why you should maybe think about downloading the app and giving it a second chance. Because there's so much that TikTok has to offer. So I've sort of come up with some cool examples to show you.
Okay.
Oh, the first thing is, have you heard of the Fit Check? The very famous Fit Check, which is...
It's just a thing where somebody says Fit Check and then somebody does something?
Well, no.
Like mustard check.
Wow, you are way off.
Mustard check. It's just the same joke, though.
It's not a joke. It's a type of TikTok video where
it's a trend or a meme or whatever, but it's literally what it is the same joke.
Like this has already been derailed. Fit check is very simple. It's where somebody will put their phone. You know what? I can't. Are we live? Are we doing?
We are. We're unfortunately live.
God damn it.
Yeah.
It's just somebody showing the outfit they're wearing. That's all it is. It's so simple, but I can't use my words.
Yeah.
No, fit check is exactly what it sounds like. It's an outfit check. It's right. They're just showing what they're wearing for the day. It's like a fashion thing. It's whatever, Right. So this is.
And so then the joke is that somebody's going to be wearing something that's outrageous.
Well, that would have been the obvious one.
Yeah.
Instead, I was going with this. So here we go.
TikTok. See, this is why I can't use it, is because it's not a usable platform.
You're using the browser version, which is unreasonable.
Listen. I also have to show it. I mean, yeah. Like, how mean should I be?
Well, I mean, you really can't, like, because she not only did this happen, but she made the decision to post it
right
anyway, and it got, like...
Which is why I feel like I can be...
crazy engagement, so I think it's fair game, yeah.
Okay, yeah, you deserve this for being stupid in public.
That's really it? That's...
like you're on a sidewalk, like this is just obnoxious to begin with. Like, do this in your house.
Well, to be fair, a lot of people do it in their house.
That's fine, but like, yeah, no, this is deserved.
Well, that's the check. That's a very popular trend over on TikTok, and that I like. Another thing that you can find TikTok is some cool DIY stuff. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like tech solutions, DIY tech solutions, for example.
Okay.
And here's one that I liked quite a bit.
Dude.
Coming tonight.
Mattia, can you explain your situation with you?
I mean, it's quite simple. It's like I broke my screen. The screen doesn't work really, and so now I have a USB-A to USB-A that becomes a USB-C input, and then I can scroll through interweb like with the mouse. See? Pretty nice.
On his belly?
My belly, and you can like make it like more for up. We can be, you see? Depends. Coming tonight.
Mattia, can you explain?
Yeah. Yeah, see, this is This is
great.
This is the good play right here. You don't even know the cables and connectors that I have going on.
See, I'm pandering to the audience here, which is you, because I know that you appreciate a good setup, and I feel like this is a good mobile setup here.
Yeah, you gotta make do with what you got. You gotta make it work when you can.
Phone screens are fragile. You can't rely on them.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is a good play right here. I appreciate it.
Yeah, great. I knew you would. Product reviews are another thing you can find on TikTok. Those are cool. Like if you're looking to do a little shopping, if you're looking for some advice on what to buy. So, you'll come across some product reviews such as this one.
Oh, is this the fragrance guy?
You know who this is?
Yeah.
Damn it.
And the last one I don't talk so much about is Perry Ellis 360 Red. I love it, man. It's the dildo of the fragrance industry. And yeah, it's not so funny actually. Still don't know how to talk about the topic of masturbating. It's difficult, man. I do it, but I don't come. And, it's like if I can be that honest, but it's simply to boost my power type of vibe. All right, ultimately, of course, I want to have a girlfriend and a wife. Turning that girlfriend into a wife and have great kids. So that's Perry Ellis 360. And the last one...
Yeah. Yeah. He just has the vibe of a dude that, like, jacks off but can't finish,
Jesus Christ.
What? Like, you know what I mean? Just, like, furiously, like, beating it to no end.
I mean, I feel like he kind of speaks for himself here.
What I hate about this platform is I don't need to see this fucking guy.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Unfortunately, he had to come along with this because it's his page where I found this one. I couldn't find the original, so
yeah, I don't need this fucking guy. I don't need this bullshit.
Guy, his entire TikTok page is him with his head in the frame reacting to some videos. So
sucks. Shit sucks. How many followers? A
lot.
Christ alive.
Yeah.
With his, just poking his fucking head. Other people's videos, but he just pokes his head.
Right.
Sucks. Hate this fucking website.
You do have to, like... I guess if you're following him, you share a sense of humor, right? So you're looking for...
Yeah, but you don't need to see his fucking head and his stupid... His little comment.
I agree.
Doesn't add anything to the video.
Yeah.
Wow, this video...
Our comments don't add all that much either, to be fair.
I would disagree.
Okay.
I honestly would. I'm not, like, saying...
Have you been...
crying laughing emoji.
Right. Have you been convinced yet? Are you back on TikTok, or do I have to keep trying here?
What does it sound like?
I'll take that as a no.
Yeah.
Another cool thing you can do on TikTok is like filters and graphics that you can put in your videos to make them pop out and be more exciting, right?
Uh-huh.
So here's a cool example of some graphics.
Oh, now, okay, fine.
You see a car like this scooting up, inching up, trying to get in front of you? Just let them.
We have a phrase. Why is this filter on? We have a phrase like that where I'm from. What the fuck is going on? I really was just trying to talk about cars. What the fuck is going on? Is it just gonna keep doing this?
You see a car like this scooting up, inching up, trying to get in front of you?
What's happening? I don't know what's happening.
She just wanted to respond to that initial video there, but she had this
at the top, right? I was just watching the video and it said something has gone wrong.
No, that didn't interfere with the video.
I know, but it just happened. Like,
what is this I don't know.
Website?
I don't know. Nobody uses the website. They use the app. It is what it is.
It's the same shit.
I roll with the punches.
Anyway.
That one was very funny. I thought that would land a little bit better.
I just don't know what's going on.
I think she's on like an order or something. Not in that video, but I think she's an I think she's an actor. Also, TikTok can transport you to places that you wouldn't normally go, and experiences that you would not see if it wasn't for social media. So that's this one here. I am in Ontario. Quick. I love about this one is that when I first made my TikTok account a couple years ago, I didn't realize that I was signing up. I had a VPN going in the background. It was a Canadian like location.
Yeah.
So I was getting like these getting like Canada TikTok basically, and here we are like a year and a half later. I still haven't escaped that.
It was just a guy singing the Smiths. I don't understand.
It's the atmosphere. It's the vibe.
What does this mean? I love motives like this?
Oh, I don't know. I don't read the comments.
Motives for what? Murder? I love the Smiths. Dorito burp chiming in.
It's to another TikTok trend, but we don't have to go down that.
Dorito burp?
No, the comment, not the username.
I love the Smiths?
Yes.
That's a trend?
It's a reference from one. I'm not gonna like sit here and explain.
You go up to somebody and you say I love the Smiths to see.
No. It's not. It's an audio clip, and in the audio clip, yeah.
It's from 500 Days of Fucking Around or whatever the movie's called.
Probably, yeah, probably.
Okay.
So that was that. I thought that I envisioned that going better, to be honest.
Did you really?
I do have, this is unrelated now, but I do have a couple more literary world that I wanted to share, because this is, after all, a podcast that spins out of a publishing website, believe it or not.
Sure, yeah.
So this is
You're really selling me out there, aren't you?
Yeah. Just you could have a little more enthusiasm for these fucking TikToks that I took the time to get the links for.
Okay, I'm still pissed you didn't remember the Dell guy. So hold on.
Oh, this is a video, and I should say, like, I should preface this. There's like a lot of stuff going on, like a lot that's talked about in this TikTok. I just wanted to get your take on it. TikTok isn't always the best platform for like examinations of like think pieces, but here we are anyway.
God damn it, they try.
But no, I did like this one. I think it brings up some interesting ideas. Let's just check it out. Wait, I could actually send it to you.
Oh God, 3 minutes.
I think by now we're all familiar with the colorful abstract blobs book cover trend. They've really dominated literary fiction over the past few years, especially when they're used to signal that the author has some set of like marginalized identities.
I'm not going to like this.
Oh shit, okay. Why? Why do you say that?
This is a big fat blob of nothing.
Oh, okay, you're really just shitting all over my stuff this week. I don't. The point to this
fun of
video,
these book covers is not a new thing. But in this piece for The Observer, Miles
just said it. She just said it. It's not a new thing.
There's a point. See how the video says 2 minutes 50 seconds, and we're only 25 in.
Is ultimately proposing, though he doesn't use these words, that in a very broad sense, these covers are maybe a manifestation of a certain type of AI discrimination. In general, the idea behind AI discrimination is that because algorithms learn from pre-existing sets of data, they're learning from a world that is racist, sexist, etc., and so they're going to then mimic those pre-existing patterns of discrimination in the way the algorithms work, right? Now, Klee does not, to be clear, point out that that is what is happening with these book covers. What he does say first is that these covers lump all of these writers together under one sort of very similar rubric in terms of the cover design. And also, he points out that the design in itself is a little childlike and maybe could be construed as a bit condescending to the reader and the writer when it's being used in the context of only books by writers with marginalized identities, right? Now, obviously, that does not have to do with AI discrimination. But Klee makes that point, and then independently, he points out that these book covers also, because they all look the same, are really easy for Amazon's machine learning technology to recognize and recommend, right? So we're dealing with two things here. One is the Amazon recommendation algorithm, which plays a huge role in which books get recommended and therefore which books get sold and to whom. And the other one is a totally human, non-AI driven impulse in which all of these books by marginalized writers are lumped together indiscriminately despite their very different subject matter. So in this case, it's not that the AI is replicating or mimicking pre-existing racism in the way that the algorithm works. Instead, and to be clear, I don't blame any individual designer for this, but there's a certain laziness or lack of care put into the design for these sets of books that makes them all seem alike, again, despite the fact that they're very different. And that is converging with and being intensified by an algorithm that generally demands uniformity across all of the books that it's selling. In other words, when the algorithm is prioritizing uniformity, the question becomes which writers are seen as worthy of taking a risk on and getting the slightly less safe, more creative, more interesting cover design in spite of the demands of the algorithm. And these are the safe bet. These are not the creative, interesting cover design. I think
No.
So what's the problem here? I thought this was quite interesting. It caught my attention, for one, because of the list of books there. I've probably read half of them.
That's not how any of this works.
Okay, Mr. Publishing Man, that's why I brought this up. I wanted to get your perspective on this.
They're talking Amazon's machine learning that is deciding what books that is not how that functions.
No, okay. So how does it function?
It functions based off of sales rankings, what individual users are purchasing and clicking on.
Yes.
It is not its own artificial intelligence that is deciding which books get ranked or seen on the front page. And it's not the amorphous blobs are not a way to get around some sort of racism filter. It's just a style trend. I guarantee you most of these books are from the same publishing company.
Yeah, I think so.
They're probably Penguin or a subsidiary.
Oh, let's pull a couple up and see here. So we have The Vanishing Half is the first one there, right? Which is terrific, by the way.
They're either Penguin or FSG.
Let's see, The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett is published. Oh, this was an HBO show series that's going to be made of this. That's pretty cool. Why does it not just tell me who published this? Overhead.
Okay.
Is that an imprint of somebody? Is that?
Jesus. I think it used to be.
Head Books. Let's see. Its parent company's Penguin.
Yeah. So like,
for the sake of research, look at Transition Baby, another terrific novel by Tori Peters. Yeah, Penguin Random House.
Yeah. So like.
So let's one more. Let's just do one more. Let's do one more. What's another one? Trust Exercise. Really, really excellent. Exercise. Yeah, I feel like this one probably is Penguin as well. Henry Holtz. Which I don't even know.
It's Macmillan, but okay.
One of the big ones.
Well, of course. But yeah, like, so the majority of these are gonna be similar stylistically because they're using the same designers. Like, it's just design trends. It's just what is appealing to readers currently. Publishers are slow to do absolutely anything. If they find something that works, they're going to stick to it. Currently, this type of cover design is working, so they're going to stick to it. They're going to stick to it past the point where it even stops working. That's just the way that they work. Like, it's just, these are made by in-house publishing designers. Like, it's just the way that it works. There's not any kind of grand, play here that they're only going to be sticking these types of covers with these types of writers. Like, you look at something like
wait, if I'm right, I think these are all the US versions. You know how like different regions have like their own covers?
Yeah.
I think these are all US covers because I recognize them all, and obviously we're in the US here, so.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a cover. I'd have to pull up my library, but like, this is just design trends and
yeah,
what's currently working. The Amazon algorithm is like so impenetrable that you can't drill down into like what is specifically driving like individual rankings. You can only look at what books are selling. Okay, so then we will stick to what is selling. The fact that like you're grouping these up like these are potential marginalized identities, fine. I bet you will find books from like
writers and
that are also using the same style.
Like, yeah, no, for sure.
Like this is just what is current and what is working. These are mainstream like literary titles.
I was going to say, right? So like they are all obviously distinct with their subject matter and voices and all that, but they do also fall under this very, I guess, broad category of literary. Well, they're not all fiction because there's a memoir there, but like literature essentially. Because like it's very easy to out like romance or genres like horror, right? But then there's also like the the blanket term of like literary fiction that really just like it's most of what I read, but also like just encompasses so many different types of stories, you know, that don't fall under those more like I guess niche or like rigid genres.
Right. Like here, look. I'm logged in, so this is even tailored to me. And here's a book I've actually read. Like this is a horror book written by a white dude. And this is not far off from some of the designs here. It's a little less amorphous, like there's a defined shape, but this is like the bold contrasting colors and the title that fills up the entirety of the cover, right? These are just current designs. So like if we go to like this is all over the place. Oh, they're just dumping everything here, aren't they?
What are you looking for?
Well, I just want to go to like just fiction, right?
Oh,
they're dumping everything here.
Contemporary would be what they're sort of grouping it under. There we go.
Even so, they're still like dumping like.
Yeah, they are.
Everything here. But even at the same time, like look, like this is like a modern. Why wouldn't it take me to that? A modern printing of Slaughterhouse-5. Just bright contrasting colors. Like whatever this is, bright contrasting colors.
Catch they stand out, right? Because they know that you're looking at these covers amid a whole line of them, right?
And here let's even so like LGBT, maybe look at marginalized groups. These, I don't know. They seem actually kind of old school.
Even though a lot of these are new.
What? Okay.
It's true that authors have no control over their covers.
If you're a new author, you have no control.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a very high-selling, well-established author, you might. Most of the time, it is just up to the publisher. Like if you're working with Penguin, you know, they're just gonna do whatever they're gonna do.
Right. You're scrolling through a lot of pages here, and a lot of these covers don't fit the.
Here's one.
Well, it's part of the list.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it's literally there.
There, like look how long that took. Here's one that's kind of similar, but like. See, now
fed, sort of.
Now we're kind of getting there.
Yeah.
But again, it's hard to tell like how many of these are like self-published, and because I keep saying sort by publication date, and it's still giving me featured because that's how Amazon works. But like,
okay, so question though, don't you see an issue where literary world, whether this is marketing, and by world I mean like the publishing houses and the companies, sort of will still group marginalized, right, like writers from marginalized communities together as like this one group that would appeal to a certain type of reader. They don't see them like as individual like voices and like identities, and they sort of get grouped together.
I don't know.
That's the impression I get from something like this.
Honestly, I don't know. Like, so that's what I'm saying is like, I think this is reader curation. Like this is this person grouping these books together. Like I just showed you, this is industry-wide design trends. Like look how long it took me to go in the LGBTQ section. To find books that had this design style.
Yeah.
These are
maybe I was biased here because I've literally read most of these in this TikTok.
Sure.
So I looked at this and I'm like, oh, there's a real trend here with what I'm seeing because I've read a lot of these books. So maybe this is just like me being in my own bubble here.
This is my major point, is that you're seeing a pattern where
there might not be one.
Not where there might not be one, but where the pattern is much bigger.
Mm-hmm.
So like you and like this person are reading these books and like, wait, these are all similar. But it's like, yeah, sure, but they're also similar to wider industry trends as well. So I don't think that these are being sequestered, because you look at the same, like, if I were to go to like romance, right? And this is
romance books all have the same cover.
Yes,
it's crazy.
They do.
It's crazy.
And so even the
fonts and the text and everything is
so
immediately identifiable.
So even the ones that are catering towards LGBT or like even like POC will still use the same stuff. So but I want to show examples of that.
It's more than just romance. It's rom-coms, right? Those are like really the culprits of having same cover like every book, basically.
Like, okay, I don't know why we're getting Great Gatsby, but I guess fine. Like, see? Well, these might be the same series, actually. Yeah, these are Colleen Hoover's.
Yes.
But, like...
One right there, see the one... yeah, go ahead.
This whole page is, like, look how much blue there is.
Right, yeah, it's very bright, very cartoony.
And look how many fucking Colleen Hoover... This is all Colleen Hoover. All right.
A lot of it is, yeah.
Here we go. We can do rom-com. And just look at how...
Just that first row. The first row at the top there.
Yeah.
Scroll all the way up. Like, most of those are...
Yeah. Look down here. These are... like some of the same...
Well, to be fair, those are all the same author there. Emily Henry.
Yes.
Yeah.
But so again, like, but and even in romance, because I worked for a publisher that published romance and erotica, and even the gay stuff, right, was using similar fonts and similar designs for the covers, even though the subject matter was different. So it was not that anything was being like separated or segregated or you know, anything like that. Like this, I couldn't even tell you if this is for like looking at it for women or for like a gay audience.
Right.
Like I couldn't tell you. I'd have to actually like, you know, read the whole thing. But like, so you get the point. Like that's like just design, like staples and trends.
So going back to that TikTok, I guess the TikTok sounds a lot more dystopian than it really is.
Yeah, that's why I was like rolling my eyes. Is like this is just a whole lot of nothing.
I'm glad I brought it up then, because I kind of took this at face value. I didn't really look into it too much, but I figured you might have a different perspective.
Yeah, like there's really no cause for concern. Like, sure, like you might be sick of this cover design, you know. And it'll die out. Like these are cycles of things, and it'll probably take way too long because these big companies move way too slowly. You know, they'll stick to something that's working, even like I said, past the point where it's working. So that's just kind of how it is. Yeah, this is no. No. Publishers do not design their covers.
Used as like coffee table fodder.
Yeah. like there is some consideration to make sure that like the spine looks okay, but like no. No. This is bordering on conspiracy theory at that point.
Coincidentally or not, that rows of novels there, or books, actually a lot of really good ones there, so looking for something to read. Somebody's Daughter by Ashley C. Ford, which is a memoir, probably my favorite book from last year.
I think you talked to me about that one, right?
Might have, yeah, I probably did, yeah. Anyway, I did have one more that's sort of related, but a lot less involved. This is the whole, red flag thing.
Mm-hmm.
The favorite book version of that, which I thought was
okay.
Good.
If it mentions Infinite Jest, I swear to God.
Luckily, there was none there. There's some questionable ones here. I just really enjoyed the very last one. You'll see.
What is the best book you've ever read?
Looking for Alaska by John Green.
How to Influence People.
Bright Red.
C.C. Honeycutt.
I don't know it.
Harry Potter.
No.
I'd have to say the Bible.
Absolutely not. Sure.
Wimpy Kid.
The
Green.
Money Quadrant by Robert
Red.
Kawasaki. Midnight in the Garden of Good
Green?
Evil.
Yellow?
Verity by Colleen Hoover.
Red.
Yeah, my book. This psychological thriller called The
Green.
Widow by Ivan Jensen. What is the best book you've ever read?
The idea of this guy got stopped on the street and he just has a copy of his own book, just ready to pull up. I love that.
Yeah, that's so good.
As for the rest of it, there's some bleak stuff there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, look, what was that Colleen Hoover cover? Where is it? Did I skip it?
It is, yeah.
Oh, it's actually kind of a different one than the other.
My book.
That for some, I was gonna say that reads hard
My
to
book.
me,
It looks like
and yeah, that really doesn't fit what you would is makes up the content of that one.
No, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that was Mad Watch. I apologize, I guess, for that.
Oh God. We do have a best beats. I did forget to listen to it.
Oh my God, I knew this was gonna happen.
I
knew this was gonna happen. So
you sent me that text and I was like, okay, I get it was like a homework assignment I didn't want to do, and so
it's a 3-minute song. So what happened here was we didn't have a chance last week to talk about Midnights, the new Taylor Swift album. That's the talk of the town. Everybody's listening to. So I wanted to save it for this week, but instead of just rambling on about the whole album, I wanted to focus in on one of the standout tracks from the album.
Do you want to know what happened? Honestly. Was that you sent me the text and then I saw all the Swifties attacking the Pitchfork reviewers and I was like, I can't with these people.
7 is a good score. I don't know what they're mad about.
These people.
I have to defend Pitchfork on this one. 7 is a perfectly fine score. There's nothing wrong with it.
Oh God. But then they're attacking other Pitchfork writers that didn't even write the review.
Oh my God.
It's just insane behavior, and I just can't with any of this.
Oh, luckily I missed that. That wasn't part of. I didn't see that anywhere. So
yeah.
So I wanted to talk about Anti-Hero, which is there were no pre-release singles for this album. It came out and then some music videos afterwards. But I guess the official first single for the album would be Anti-Hero, and it's one that a lot of people have talked about. It's definitely one of the better tracks on the album, I think. And the plan here was to have you listen to just this one song. I wasn't going to have you listen to the whole 40-minute album. It was just going to be the one song.
Yeah.
And then we could discuss it because I think it's a pretty significant song for Taylor Swift, and it's one that warrants some discussion. And you fucking didn't even.
Yeah.
even do it because you had to do it ahead of time because we can't, for copyright reasons, listen to a full Taylor Swift song on YouTube or Twitch or wherever.
I could listen to it at like half speed.
Oh, that
I couldn't do that.
that would somehow be worse than not listening to it at all.
I could 2 times it.
No, we're not gonna do Alvin and the Chipmunks cover of. Oh, I don't even know what to say. Do we just do this next week?
I guess so. It's
so sad that you couldn't even. I can't believe it. I at the same time I can't believe it, and I'm not at all surprised.
I just think about her and I just get like okay, it's like enough.
What does that mean?
I've just had enough.
Oh boy, if you would listen to this song, you might appreciate this song though.
Has she had enough of herself? Is that why?
It's Taylor's most self-loathing lyrically.
Who fucking who?
Oh Christ! This was a mistake. This was such a mistake. This was such a mistake.
I woke up.
That is, you should not even joke about that because she was freaking 19 and he was like 40.
I thought they just
No. John Mayer was the creepiest person.
I thought that was her most recent one. I don't know any.
He was 19, dude. She was 19. Okay. That is not. All right. Take it back, please.
All right, fine. Who was the last one?
She's in a pretty long-term relationship with Joe Alwyn, the actor.
I don't know who that is. All right, whatever.
Was starred in Conversations with Friends, the Sally Rooney adaptation.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bunch of other things. It sucks. This just sucks.
I feel like I'm getting in trouble this week.
Yeah, especially because you're choosing to do this during the live show, where it's like
I know.
Couldn't even edit this out if you wanted to.
Oh, goddamn. Well,
yeah, I'll say this: Taylor Swift, she doesn't miss. It's a great album. I want to get into this song here, but I'm not going to just do it on my own. So I guess we'll have to we're going to have to shelf that, or we're going to have to cut it entirely or forget about it. But we'll just move on because we're going long anyway.
How could we ever forget about Taylor? How could we? She won't let us. She won't let us forget.
What does that even mean? She's an artist who releases music. Like, what do you expect?
I constantly hear about her and her made-up problems.
Made-up? Okay, we're getting into. Okay, we're gonna start to have real problems on this show in a minute.
It's just this whole woe is me thing. I'm just like, oh, enough.
What are you talking about?
Enough.
I don't know what you're who are you even talking about? Woe is me. That is not what Taylor Swift is about at all.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe
are you just making shit up because you've never actually listened to her and you're just trying to not like her?
I've been in your car. I've been in your car.
Oh man. It's just weird to have this much of a dislike of somebody that you really haven't engaged with their art or anything. Like it just doesn't.
Why would I engage?
You don't even have any real reason for not liking them either. It's hard, I guess because you just don't like rich people. Is that what it is?
That's part of it. It's part of it. It's the whole vibe.
Vibe, huh?
Yeah.
You're so vague about it. It's weird.
Okay, it's similar to the Marvel thing.
It's popularity.
It's more than that. It's not only is it she's the most popular thing on the planet, and yet you must be beaten into submission until you too also like the popular thing.
Trying to talk about this song on a podcast.
It's enough. It's not only you. It's the Swifties. It's everything surrounding it. It's enough. Enough.
It's not about her. It's about the fan base and the culture surrounding her.
Fan base. It's her. It's her release schedule bullshit. It's Taylor's.
Oh, come on, she made a few promotional videos. What is the big deal?
No, it's not. It's like, oh, the midnights at midnight on 12/12. Skyrim's coming back. It's the whole fucking. I can't. We gotta do Marvel fucking after credits to see who's on the next track. It's like, fucking stop this.
Oh, you're just making stuff up now.
Shit. Enough. Like it's the most popular music that has ever existed. Right? She's bigger than the Beatles.
Seems like it.
Yeah. And yet that's not enough. It's not enough.
I was saying it's not. I guess like the stuff I see is on social media is just like people enjoying the new album. Like I guess I'm not seeing the sort of toxicity that you
aggrieved that like who's that dipshit writer? I think he was the Fault in Our Stars guy.
Oh, Hank Green, John Green, one of those two.
Where is it? I don't know if this is gonna give me it, but oh, he deleted it, the bastard.
What was it? I don't know what this is.
He tweeted that oh, here it is, it's in the archive. Taylor Swift's music is such a gift to the world, and the way that she fosters community is so brilliant, and I love Midnights, and everyone should be able to love what and whom they love earnestly without irony or cynicism or apology. It's like nobody's saying you can't like Taylor Swift. Nobody in the world is saying that.
Maybe people were saying that, and that was a response to them.
Bullshit.
You're just like so angry. I don't know. Like, what is? I mean, you're the angry person here in this scenario. Like, I don't know.
Who is keeping John Green from liking Taylor Swift? 0 people.
John Green has something to say about everything, so that's not really fair to use him as an example.
It's this pervasiveness.
Maybe you just need to like change the corners of the internet you're on, because I'm not seeing any of this, to be honest with you.
That's part of it.
Like I'm like engaged with Taylor Swift related stuff. Like you've seen some of my TikTok algorithm, and I'm not seeing the sort of side of it, I guess, that you're describing here.
That's part of it.
Okay. That was best beats in the world, everybody. Just celebrating an exciting album release with some meaningful discussion about a song that only one of us has heard.
It's so exciting. It's so exciting that it
spent about 15 minutes talking about how you couldn't listen to a 3-minute song. So that's fun. It's fun.
You know, I think it's time for a beautiful cinema.
I'm not even.
That's beautiful cinema.
Okay, all right. You sound like Taylor.
I am actually, because I really love this movie and I'm excited to talk about it.
You know what? I hit the wrong beautiful cinema. I hit the audio one. You know, I have too many buttons. I think I've said that a couple times before.
That's beautiful cinema.
There we go. That's the right one. So yeah. Just in time. It only took 2 hours, but we're going to talk about bodies.
If you put this as like the title, right?
That's the title, yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, so we're talking, like you said, Bodies, directed by Helena Rain. This is a satirical slasher it-esque, slasher-esque type film. It's like a satire of like Gen Z culture. Stars Rachel Sennett, Maria Bakalova, Lee Pace, Amanda Stenberg, Pete Davidson's there too. Isla Harold's a great cast. This was for me after the 2 weeks of just in this never-ending mediocrity of horror remakes that we went through. Between Hellraiser and the 3 Halloweens. This was a breath of fresh air that I needed. Like set this up at all?
I think you did. Yeah.
Did I do it?
I didn't want
okay.
to interrupt you because to maybe show where my mental state is at. I went to youtube.com and then in the search bar I typed in YouTube. So that's where I'm at. Yeah, this movie made me feel like Lee Pace.
Yeah.
I felt like the oldest man in the world that should not have been here whatsoever.
I say I probably would have felt the same if I wasn't on TikTok.
Yeah, I get that. That definitely tracks. Yeah, I should not have been here whatsoever. And I said last week that I was excited for the soundtrack because Pom Pom Squad was on it. You should have corrected me because Pom Pom not on the soundtrack.
No, I mean I forgot to tell you that I heard a Pom Pom Squad song in a movie recently.
Yeah, they were on the Do Revenge.
Revenge, yeah, the Netflix movie. Absolutely stellar soundtrack.
Yeah,
but a very
mixed up,
mediocre film, unfortunately.
That's a bummer.
Great casts.
Yeah. So I was
still not very good.
I was looking for the drop, and then I was like, "Oh, this music does not fit with, Pom Pom Squad's deal." And then I quickly Googled it, and I was like, "Oh, I got the wrong damn movie."
I was excited to mention to you after I'd watched Do Revenge, like, "Oh, Pom Pom Squad was in it," but then by the time the movie was over, I was like so sick of the movie that I was like,
Yep.
But yeah, so no Pom Pom Squad. There was Charlie XTX, as we see on the trailer there. What do you think of this?
I thought it was fine.
Oh my God.
What? Hey. What? You gonna go all pitchfork Taylor Swift on me? Like what?
Yeah, this is a banger. This is great.
That was okay. That was pretty good.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I was worried that there was gonna be a lot of Pete Davidson because it was bordering on too much Pete Davidson.
They went right up to the threshold.
They really did.
I think he had a fantastic line where he was talking about Lee Pace's character because they have like this like alpha toxic like masculinity thing going on between them. At least Pete Davidson's character does. It's kind of a one-sided feud, right? He's talking about like Lee Pace is more attractive than him, and he says he's like, I look like I fuck. Which is so good. It was very funny. But yeah, no, Pete Davidson, spoiler alert, is not long for this film.
Yes, and thank God.
I don't know. I don't mind him. I mean, I don't mind him outside the context of SNL, because SNL will just like ruin anybody. But
sure,
I think he's had some pretty good turns in movies recently.
I just don't get it. Right.
Okay.
I don't get the fascination.
Just vibing.
There's like a couple of moments where they like kind of just like let him like do his thing, and it's supposed to be like kind of like charming and goof. Like it's supposed to be like his whole deal. Right? Like there was the scene where he's with Amandla. Is that right?
Character's name is Sophie.
Sure.
I have it pulled up here.
Yeah, I don't remember character names. And he's just kind of like doing the whole self-deprecating, like, you know, whatever. I'm the class clown kind of thing, and it's like, okay, we get it. You know, you're being Pete Davidson. You know, and it's just like, you know what? I don't get it.
But I thought it worked.
It works in the context of the movie, but I'm just talking broadly.
Okay.
Right.
Because this movie is like satirical, right? So it's like playing with that. Like it's playing with your knowledge of him.
Yeah.
As like a real life persona, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's like so much of what this movie is, like the TikTok dance and just like the way these characters like, interact with each other. There's just like it's a takedown of like it's these days, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But it's a really smart one too, because it's like it's all within the framework of this it's like slasher where somebody dies and then don't see the killing and you're left with this mystery of like who did it, and then everybody starts getting paranoid and traversing the house and things get a little out of control because there's drugs going on, and you know, it spirals
in typical Gen Z fashion. A game of Among Us, just, you know,
that's it is Among Us. Yeah,
got heated.
It's exactly that. Yeah. Letterboxd reviews called it A24's Among Us.
Yeah. But yeah, like Lee Pace's character calls it like, because you know he's the old man whenever he calls it werewolf, right? Because that's what it is. It's werewolf, it's mafia, it's whatever, you know, secret Nazi. It's all the same game, but it's like now it's Among Us, right?
But in this case, bodies by his bodies.
Right. Yeah. But it does the thing that works with slashers where like you want to see most of them die.
Yeah.
That silence. That silence. I feel like you sold me out again.
I sort of agree. Like Rachel Sennett, her character is purposely obnoxious. She says, "Oh my," she yells, "Oh my God," about 1 million times in the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
But she's terrific. Like that's a great role. It's very funny. And yeah, you kind of want to see her die. But I think a lot of the final act of this movie's effectiveness comes from the interpersonal arguments and the clashes and like the backstories with these characters that kind of come out, you know, because there, you know, spoiler, there is no killer in this movie. First death was an accident, and then that sets off a chain of events where other people end up dying for different reasons, but there's no actual like intentional killer in this movie.
Right.
So a lot of the tension comes from like mistrust and paranoia, and I thought that was really, really interesting, especially like Maria Baklova's character, who's sort of like the audience. It's like not an audience stand-in, but she's like the point of that you're following the most, right? Mm-hmm. It's like the point of view that you're seeing the most throughout the film, and she's like the outsider because this is a friend group that's known each other for a long time, and she's kind of meeting these people for the first time. I just thought that was all effective. Rather than wanting to see them die, I was kind of more interested in the drama, you know, the drama of everything that was going on.
Yeah.
Especially like after she gets locked out of the house and everybody's like accusing each other of being the killer, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But that was great. And there's like, again, it's like just like it's satire because like they're all rich kids. This is a mansion that they're playing around in. And one of the insults that gets thrown by one of the characters, she says like, your parents are upper middle class.
Mm-hmm.
And she throws that out as like a slur.
Yeah.
Like your parents aren't rich, they're just upper middle class.
I feel like I've heard that exact exchange in something else.
Have you?
Yeah. I can't remember though. But it was used in like the same context to be like you know, an insult, like between rich people.
And my personal favorite, which is a shot they took at the podcasting
yes, that was
podcasting people.
That was very close to home.
Hanging out with your smart and funny friend.
You know, it's a lot of work, okay?
You have to schedule the guests, and there's a spreadsheet.
You gotta set things up.
Yeah.
Sometimes Windows just changes your audio settings on you.
Right. Sometimes people forget to listen to the thing they were going to talk about. You kind of just have to, riff about nothing for 15 minutes.
The problem is that it wasn't on the spreadsheet.
It kind of was. We're not going to. We don't have to.
Yeah.
I really appreciated the podcast thing because it's like taking a shot at the there's a lot of truth to this, the idea that pretty much everybody has a podcast nowadays, and there's really no qualifications or even justification for why you should have a podcast, right? Just hanging out, smart and funny friend.
Yeah,
pretty good. Yeah, I thought the reveal at the end was hilarious. I'll admit, I was thinking about the movie today, which is like 2 days after I watched it, and I thought about that TikTok of Pete Davidson with the sword, and I cracked up just thinking about it because I think it's such a funny ending, and it tied everything together, Think of that. Like it? Did you like the ending?
Yeah, I thought the reveal was good.
And the fact that they're fighting, the crazy sequence right before it, which is that it starts out with them fighting with a gun.
Yeah.
Ends with them fighting over the phone because Maria Baklova's character wants to get to the phone to see the text to see if her girlfriend cheated on her. So it's like they're scrambling around with the urgency of like life and death, firearm, in reality, fighting over text messages, which I thought was so funny.
Yeah. How can you cheat on a Russian girlfriend that brings you zucchini bread?
It's a crime. Obviously.
Yeah.
Don't understand it. Yeah. Yeah. I really like this. This is pretty sick.
Yeah.
It was a good amount of like originality to it, which has been lacking in the movies we've watched for the show for a little while now.
Sure. I get why, but I could have used more Lee Pace,
Sure.
Like I get it. But it was
still what we had was very good.
Yeah, it was good.
I forgot to tell you, I almost texted you this. The night I watched this film, I'm also like, after that, I went and continued reading this book that I'm reading. And oh shit, did you hear that? That was somebody setting off a firework very close to.
Yeah.
That. Hey, we're live.
It's weird. I heard it from you first, and then I heard it out.
Actual thing. It sounded very close. What the hell is the occasion? I don't even know.
Saturday.
What was I saying? Yeah, just that I watched the film, and then I was just reading this book that I've been reading for a few days now, and the phrase "a good offense is the best defense," or however it's called, was in both of those things.
Sure.
In the book that I'm reading too, which is very strange. That's like I thought of the collective unconscious there. That phrase pop up in two different types of fiction in the same night.
Right. Yeah.
You'd be more impressed with that.
Could you define it?
In sports. It's very good. It's such a good line. Good scene. Yeah, I don't know. Why were you like lukewarm on this?
I mean, it was fine.
Didn't you like about it? What was any critiques? Any criticism?
It was. I don't think there was anything like. glaring that I didn't particularly like. It just didn't like, like blow me away or anything, like it was a good movie. Like, not everything's got to be like, oh my God, my socks flew off, right?
I have sort of a problem when somebody just like, is like, oh, it was fine. There's a level of indifference there that bothers me.
It's not indifference. Like to me, that's like
it's like the verbal way of doing a shrug.
I don't know. I don't agree. Like, whenever I say it, at least.
Okay, well, that's the way I interpret it, so I apologize.
Yeah. I don't, especially on this show, I don't hold back if something is, not good.
That's true.
So, this was good. I didn't know what to,
Other moments that kind of are worth talking about?
I didn't understand the slapping.
It's like it gets you going.
I guess.
Gets you in the mood for murder.
I guess so.
No.
Also, I had a problem. Okay, this is just a mechanical thing. Like, I get that they, like, the power's out, and so they need their phones for the light. But whenever they're sneaking around and everything, how can nobody else see the other person's light ever?
I felt like they could.
Not always. It was.
If you go back to the Among Us, comparison, in that game, you're crossing paths with people all the time.
Yeah.
Just trying to act like nothing, like everything's cool and fine.
Yeah, but then there were other instances where somebody was like kind of
actively like hiding. Yeah.
But then they're just like, but since the house was like that dark, and this is a movie, they still needed some kind of light on them. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to see the actor. But it's like, well, how did nobody else see them when there's a light?
I think
it's just.
I think there was this.
It's just like
problem that they were trying to solve there with needing a source of light was most evident when Rachel Senna's character discovers the body of the girl at the bottom of I think Emma was her name, at the bottom of the stairs. And she has this face of like horror. It's dark, so she literally takes the phone light and shines it on her own face to like illuminate herself. So that's like an example of it there. Yeah. Picked up on that part of it.
Yeah, because like with this, they got the best phone batteries mankind has ever seen.
Oh, for sure.
Because they're using the flashlight, like the flash on the phone, but then they're also keeping their screen illuminated so you could see their face. Which is normally not what you would do if you were in that situation.
I've always heard that the flashlight was bad for your phone, so I never use it.
Well, I don't know how they do it now, but I guess it's not like what it was originally intended for. Like before, you would need like third-party apps to just like.
Now it's like built into the OS, right?
Yeah. To, like keep the flash on as a flashlight. So I think now it's probably fine. But before it was like a third-party trick to do it. It does drain the battery like no tomorrow, but
right. Yeah, that was like a little logistical thing they had to.
Yeah, and it's tough, right? Like you're mechanically shooting a film in a dark place, and you need to see the actors, but there's also the logistics of like how does this work with the plot?
Yeah, and I should say, like, it's a dark film, but it's also it has a very distinct style to it, because like Rachel Senna's character, she's wearing these like glow in the dark like necklaces and bracelets that you would see at like a rave or something. And it especially like she stands out in those dark scenes because of that.
Yeah.
And you mix that in with some interesting camera work and the music and the actual like aesthetic of the mansion itself and like weird stuff that the I guess like the parents have like laying around. It was just like a very cool and like distinct looking movie for the most part.
Yeah.
I also like the little details that are purposeful in that they know that the audience is going to pick up on these things. It's almost like the Chekhov's gun of like horror movies where you have like the window of the car that won't go all the way up, or the light of the windshield like mirror is left on and going to drain the car battery.
Yeah.
The doggy door that is a way to get back into the house. Those are all shown well before they actually impact the story.
Right.
Which I always look for those little things, and I appreciate those. But yeah.
So that
good
was
stuff.
Bodies.
Mm-hmm.
And then next week we said we're gonna take a look at the at Nope, right?
Let me check and see. That is coming to Peacock. If not, no, that's coming on November 18th, so that's actually a couple weeks out. Okay. I was gonna suggest Barbarian.
Oh, is that the one with Justin Long?
I believe so. Yeah, it's on HBO.
Okay.
I thought we could check that. I've heard some buzz about that one.
Sure. And then speaking of HBO, something else you want to talk about?
Yeah, I just wanted to quickly mention, and this is not new here. I'm late to the party, but Industry on HBO, which just had its second season wrap up a few weeks ago and was picked up this week for a third season. I'm watching it for the first time. I'm almost done with the first season. Phenomenal. Probably my favorite thing that I've seen in a couple years. I put in the show notes that it's my favorite show since Mr. Robot. And I stand by that. This is probably the most impressive thing I've seen since that show ended. If you're not familiar with the Industry, is like this UK series that these finance graduates, they go to work at this big like trading company, Pierpoint. They're driving to like a permanent placement there. They have to like work under. They're like proteges for like the higher ups, right? So each like manager or whatever has their own like intern, and they work under that person for like 6 months, and then eventually they might move up. Really, what makes this show so great is just it's about like the lives of these characters, and it's about like the culture of the finance world and all of the issues that happen. Type of environment. There's like a lot of like sexism and power dynamics and just really messy stuff going on, and you're watching these graduates navigate it and like have to work through like their aspirations of like being in this world, and also like their own like morality and their own like they're just like grappling with so much. But at the same time, it's like there's this whole other side to the show that's like, if that's like the succession of it, which is just like the rise to the top of the finance world, there's like a euphoria side of it, right? Which is all the sex and the like relationships and all that. Like, to be fair, I think the show is better than Euphoria and better than Succession. So I compare. Okay. I mean, they're different, right? Because Succession is much more like parody, and this is while it can be funny, it's taking itself much more seriously. Sure. Yeah, I'm just like over the moon about this one. I'm like so into it. I think it's great, and I wanted to mention it because if you haven't seen it by now, it's definitely worth getting into because there's 2 full seasons. Also, I didn't realize this, but there's something in common here. So Bodies, the character Jordan, played by Mila Harold, she is the lead in Industry. So I didn't even know that was. I hadn't seen Bodies, and I put this in the show notes, so I didn't know there was that had that in common, an actor. So yeah.
Let's see. You want to do this Yankees thing?
Yeah, no, it's just something quick, something I saw this week. So we're reaching the end of the baseball season. In fact, the game 2 of the World Series is happening right now between the Phillies and the Astros. The Phillies were a wild card team. They were kind of like a dark horse, if that. They were a long shot, but they've been like stunning everybody. They've been stellar. Last night they were down 5-0, and they ended up coming back and winning 6-5.
Wow.
Which is a very, very rare thing in the playoffs in the World Series. In fact, they put a graphic up during the game that said like the all-time like playoff record for a team that was up 5-0 at any point in the game, like 500 and something to 18. So it's now 500 and something 19. Because the Phillies won. Yeah. But anyway, the Yankees were eliminated in the previous rounds after a pretty historic season where star Aaron Judge, he set the American League home run record, single season home run record. He hit 62 of those things this year. Pretty remarkable, pretty unforgettable. However, when you get to the playoffs and the Yankees are struggling at the plate a little bit, the Yankees fans, this is at Yankee Stadium, home games, they have very low tolerance for that type of thing, and they end up booing their own team. And Aaron Judge was not an exception. Yeah, so Aaron Judge has this incredible, almost unprecedented season, and a couple weeks later he's being booed by the fan base. So there's an SNY, a local sports outlet, reporter, Martino, talking to some players and just people in the organization, and there was this one quote that stuck out to me where he says that more than one Yankee player has told his agent this week that playing at the stadium last weekend was an unusually brutal experience. It was hard for many teammates to believe that fans actually booed Aaron Judge. Yeah, and this is something like I've noticed this as like being on the periphery of the Yankees base, because like we live in the tri-state area, and this is like the most popular baseball team around, so you kind of see the culture, right? It's really bad. Like they've done this for as long as I can remember. Like Yankees fans are ruthless, and they boo you for not performing up to their standard at any time, and no matter what you've done in the past, no matter what your accolades are or like the what you've accomplished, it's like a what have you done for me, not even just lately, but like tonight, like right now, and I just don't understand it.
Yeah,
like I'm a sports fan. I like the teams that I like, and I cannot imagine going to a stadium booing players that I'm rooting for, no matter the outcome of the game. Like I just can't wrap my head around that. Like I can boo coaching decisions. I can boo like management decisions. Anybody that's not on the field performing, I can understand it. The actual players, like that doesn't compute for me.
Mm-hmm. They're the most fair weather fans.
For sure.
Maybe of any sport. And like I don't know what it was like for one of their later games. I don't know how the series went. I'm sure you could fill me in. with the Astros.
They got swept.
Okay. Well, maybe it was for the final game, or maybe one of the couple last games.
Sure.
But like for the last game at Yankee Stadium, because I guess they were the higher seed.
Yes.
Okay. You could get in for like $30. Which was
Yankee Stadium?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like these were like tickets that were already sold, and so these were like being resold.
Oh, I gotcha.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
So, like,
okay.
Yankee fans were trying to dump their tickets because they were convinced that they were going to lose. Right.
Wow.
It's like you're not even really. You got the tickets. You're not even going to go anyway.
See, my mentality there would be like, okay, so we're facing elimination. Let me at least enjoy one more game of my favorite team for this year.
Yeah. And isn't like Aaron Judge, like, isn't he going to be a free agent?
That's what I was going to get to, because so, like, I feel,
wouldn't
continue.
you want to see like
potentially his last game
in a Yankee uniform?
Said they'd boo him
and sell their tickets at a loss instead of going to the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Jesus. Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, I feel like, because Yankees fans have been like this forever, and I wonder if we're reaching a point where it's going to really start affecting organization in terms of like what players they can get or even just retain. Because like you just said, Aaron Judge is about to be a free agent. He can go wherever he wants. He is the best hitter. He's the best hitter in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
So
he can go anywhere and he can name his goddamn price.
Yes. Because baseball does not have a hard salary cap. So if a team's willing to spend, they can spend as much as they want. That'll be interesting to see. I mean, I've seen reports that the Yankees are looking to offer him biggest number, which they can definitely do.
Well, yeah. Is there
I don't know.
Still named Cashman?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, it's right there in the name.
Just checking.
Yeah, no, the Yankees used to be like a couple decades ago. They used to just like so shameless with that, where they would just buy all the best players from their teams. I feel like nowadays they do actually have a good farm system where they sort of got players in house, right, that they get from drafts and whatnot. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just interested to see if Judge will stay or not, because I mean, I'm not gonna farm obviously, but like part of me, if I was in his shoes, part of me would be like, you know, screw you guys.
Sure.
Go take my talents literally anywhere else, because they're going to appreciate me.
Mm-hmm.
I hope this catches up to them, because I'll be honest, I don't like the culture of Yankees fans. And honestly, this is more of a New York sports culture thing in general. I'm a Jets fan, but I kind of don't like a lot of Jets fans.
Yeah.
As someone who's been to many games and has had some less than ideal experiences at those games, there's just something about New York sports culture that kind of rubs me the wrong way. Part of that's the media. Sports media is brutal, ruthless. Like the Yankees, some of it they kind of bring on themselves, because they have this idea as an organization. They've sort of put it out there that they have this like superiority complex.
Right.
They kind of view themselves as better than. Whether it's
still doing the you got to have the crew cut and the no beard thing.
Oh, yes. I think they've made an exception for mustaches. But yes, there's still like military-esque grooming requirements to be on the team. Like it's kind of nuts. Mm-hmm. I always thought it was such a funny contrast, because like their biggest rival was the Boston Red Sox, and would always see these Red Sox players with full beards. Yeah. Showing up looking like, you know, lumberjacks, and facing the military style Yankees. But yeah, no, like I said, I kind of hope that some of these players lose some of these players, because the fan base is toxic, basically. Right. Would be fun for me to see.
Mm-hmm, sure.
As someone who likes the Pirates, a team that has Been very bad for a very long time. I just don't get it. I just can't comprehend it. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Be like, oh, you know, you lost, but you tried your best. I don't know. I don't know. Like, if you're a fan of the team, and like you said, they're fair weather, so that really does explain it. But like, if you were a true fan of your team, you wouldn't boo them.
Right.
You might not be happy with how the game's turning out, but you're not gonna like turn on them if you're an actual fan.
Yeah, it's just bewildering to boo the guy that broke a home run record.
Yeah, so there's Barry Bonds.
Whatever, you know.
There's Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire.
Yeah.
There's Sammy Sosa, and fourth after those three is Aaron Judge. Like, this is truly a historical feat.
Right.
And they kind of just like, fuck you.
That's insane. because a lot of, I guess, like the baseball people, right? They don't count the ones above him, right? Because of the roids.
Do because they still refer to this record as the American League record because all those three guys were all National League players. If you go onto like the MLB statistic websites, those three are still listed at the top.
Oh, okay.
I think they should be. So that's like a bit of a controversial thing among baseball fans, but I you can't take that away from them. It happened. Like, you can't just like, that's like erasure. You can't.
The thing with baseball is that like it's been around for so long that the eras are like so different.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
You had Babe Ruth like hitting in like, you know, like a children's park, right? You know, and then you had the roids era where everybody and their mother was using, so it was basically still an even playing field.
Right. This just, the numbers were a little inflated.
Right. Yeah. And then you had a couple years ago where the balls themselves were juiced. So like it's all, you know.
It's all subjective.
Yeah.
Umpires make about 90 bad calls a game.
Yeah, like
so at the end of the day.
Now they're gonna be banning shifts and all kinds of shit. Runners on second, you know, like it's
that I don't. Well, the runner on second, I'm a proponent of. I really like that.
I know, but I'm just saying, it's like you know, like players in the 70s didn't have to deal with that, you know. So
true.
Like,
that's true.
It's a different. It's a different ball game. Look at that.
It is. You're gonna have a list of the leaders in something. You can't just like say the 90s didn't exist. You know?
Right.
Yeah, I feel like baseball, more than most other sports, there are these very distinct eras, like you said. So we witnessed one of them this year, and most people appreciate it. Some of those people closest to the actual history did not appreciate it. What can you do? Say get out of New York, but who am I? I think you should go to Boston. Or like, I don't know, Los Angeles or whoever. San Francisco, I heard maybe potentially could offer him something.
Jeez.
No, Pittsburgh isn't dishing out any money, that's for sure.
Oh, definitely not. So what's with formaldehyde? We're running up.
Oh yeah, no, I decided to throw that in the show notes with no context. Yeah. It turns out I'm allergic to it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got I got a chemical allergy test this week. Which was not that fun. You have to like have these patches on you for 48 hours. 3 different chemicals.
Yeah.
Yeah, it turns out I'm allergic to formaldehyde and one other thing that I can't pronounce, and I forget what it is. Thing is, I went and did this as part of trying to discover what this mysterious skin issue I have is, and even though I am allergic to these things, they're very unlikely to be causing what my actual problem is.
So your dreams of becoming a mortician are dashed forever.
Fortunately, yep.
Yeah.
Also, they put that in certain like disinfectants and like their products. So gotta look out for that. But
so you got answers, but not to the question you were
So frustrating because I've been going to an allergy doctor for like a year now.
Yeah.
And I feel like every time I leave the building, I've gotten a different answer. And I don't like blame anybody for that, because some of these things are just like, it's a matter of ruling out more than it is about locating the cause. It's how you have to go about it, you know?
That's unfortunately just what going to doctors is like.
Yeah.
It's just...
So that was just like so random, you know, formaldehyde.
Yeah, definitely. And you wouldn't have like encountered that in I guess in enough quantity in your day-to-day to be like, oh yeah, I already know that, you know, like...
Well, to make things even more confusing, the doctor told me that even though these chemicals came up positive in your test, people can have pretty moderate allergies like to these chemicals and never like have a reaction to it in their lives. So like could come into contact with formaldehyde and be fine. I don't even know what to do with this information.
Right, yeah, what are you gonna... Oh, I better watch it. You know, like, what do you... Or I might be... Like, yeah, like, what... Yeah, you just can't...
I think what it might be is my issue might be tied to changing body temperature. Because the doctor brought that up as a possibility, and I look back at, like, what triggers it for me. Like, oh, that kind of adds up.
It's like, it was around like changing seasons, right?
Changing seasons, the only time, and I should just mention, these are like hives.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't even know like why I'm getting into this on the podcast, but hey, maybe there's like a doctor listening that's like, I know what that problem is.
Yeah.
Maybe Lefty Lucy is a doctor.
Yeah. There you
go. Something tells me that they're not, but oh yeah, no, the only time that this doesn't affect me is like at the heart of the summer, July and August, essentially. Right. So I don't know what that's about, but
yeah, seasons changing always fucks me up, like with the temperature rapidly swinging back and forth.
Oh, and it just seems to do that more and more often nowadays.
Yeah, it fucks me right up. Migraines and all kinds of shit.
Oh damn.
Yeah. But yeah, that's. I mean, it's interesting. Like, yeah, I don't know what you're supposed to do with that information.
I think eventually I might just have to move somewhere where the temperature is the same all year round.
Right. Yeah, like a.
See if that changes. Yeah. Maybe I'll die in like an earthquake, but
sure.
I don't have hives anymore.
Yeah. Well, you know, but then whenever they embalm you.
Oh, damn it. A mind at that point. I'm gonna feel it too much.
I think, don't people try to get high off of formaldehyde? I guess that's out for you too.
God damn. You like Googling to see if that's a thing?
Yeah, I think it is. Embalming fluid as a drug.
Is that why the doctor asked me if I've ever like sniffed any?
Oh, probably, yeah. Yeah.
I'm kidding, that didn't happen.
Oh. The way it works is the embalming fluid, which is basically just a mixture of formaldehyde, methanol, and ethanol, is used as more of a solvent for the dissolution of PCP.
What's that?
It's a hallucinogen.
Oh, fun.
Since a tiny amount of PCP, less than a milligram, is enough to make even a full-grown gorilla go absolutely... Who wrote this? Addiction blog. Full-grown gorilla go bananas. Where am I?
I see what they did there.
Yeah. It can't be ingested directly. It must first be diluted into the embalming fluid. Then a cigarette, usually marijuana or sometimes straight up tobacco, is dipped into the solution and dried out in a freezer. The result, known as a fry stick, or death stick, can be bought on any street corner for about $20. Any street corner? Any street corner. I don't know if that's...
It's like a lemonade stand.
Yeah,
you know, they're...
yeah. I just go to any street corner. That's really funny. Who the fuck wrote
Get your death sticks here.
Andrew Seward. I forgot that we're a video thing and I could actually show this. Fuck. Andrew, I don't think you can get this on street corner. He looks confused. Hold on. Whoa. He looks confused. Chemical engineer in the oil and gas industry. Okay. All right. Yeah, so don't do PCP with formaldehyde.
Right. It's good to know.
Yeah.
What's that number for?
Addiction help.
Okay.
24/7 help.
That's good that they have that.
Street drug formaldehyde. The horrible effects of formaldehyde on funeral directors. This is
fun. Like the long term, like if you're exposed to it all the time.
Yeah, we're having fun on the computer, aren't we? Oh, look at this word cloud.
Oh.
I love a good word cloud. Biology and science. Look at that. Okay.
I feel like that, I would see that stuck on the wall of my high school science room.
Mm-hmm. Industrial disinfectant and preservative.
That's right, preservatives, yeah.
Sometimes used as a food preservative, found in medicines and cosmetics. People mainly get exposed to this chemical by inhalation, can be absorbed through the skin. Just say no. Funeral directors are patients, daughters, sons, husbands, and wives. Their loved ones count on them and want them to stay healthy and alive. So why does the industry put them at risk of getting a cancer? Is this like propaganda for... Okay. Drug abuse.
Maybe there aren't good enough industry standards in the mortician fields.
Many embalmers naturally turn to alcohol and drugs to stimulate their chronically dulled brains in search of feelings of joy. What the fuck am I reading?
Yeah, I don't know. That is...
Tomorrow traditions. Live, love, remember. What the fuck is this? Written by a true person that promotes cremation.
That person is shooting back. With the long paragraph there.
Yeah. As the wife of a funeral director for 30 years, I take issue with some of your comments. OSHA training, okay. What other options are there for preserving the body? Salt, honey. Totally false information. Read the actual research on formaldehyde and embalming. Looking at a class action lawsuit. I have a friend mortician dying from cancer. Need affected embalmers for class action lawsuit. Somebody's email address, great. What the fuck is... Can I still join the class action suit? I think this is like 3 years later. Let me see. Yep, 2018. Still looking for that.
Oh, you know how these legal things, they usually take a long time, right?
Sure. I'm just like, so these dudes, they cremate people, so they don't use formaldehyde. They just burn you up, right? No need to preserve it.
Okay.
So they're like, formaldehyde is fucking dangerous. The morticians that use it are
there's a bias here though. There's like a conflict of interest.
Yeah, so they're saying that like they're due to the formaldehyde, they have to they become alcoholics and drug abusers because their chronically dulled brains are in search of feelings of joy.
Harsh. Why was this so high up on the Google search results?
I have no idea. Well, this is DuckDuckGo, you see. We know for a fact that many in funeral service simply do as little as possible and prefer to just do things the way they always have. Could formaldehyde be the cause of the brain fog that blocks motivation and the ability to innovate?
Why are you highlighting that? Because you talked about brain fog.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago. Memory loss. I've embalmed about 3,000 bodies and have suffered from chronic CRS. What is CRS? Colorado revised statutes, pizza, billiards, and more. I got nothing. I don't know what CRS stands for. I've been off the fumes now for about 10 years. This just sounds like you've got some issues. I can say that my memory is slowly returning with time. In a business where details are everything, anyone would have to admit that it's hard to plan a funeral in one day with so much to remember. Have you heard of writing things down? Thankfully, we have smartphones, checklists, and funeral planning software that...
Jesus Christ.
I would love to see some funeral planning software, to be honest with you. I would love to see that. That helps funeral pros remember all the details. This is their business page, by the way.
Oh.
They're like selling things.
Yeah, these fireworks feel like they're getting closer.
Questionnaires. This content is password protected. Oh, I guess this is actually for like whenever you're... Okay. Alright. That's enough. Formaldehyde.
Yeah, so that's, you know...
It might be bad, but maybe not as bad as the cremationists would make you believe. There's some conflicting information that's being propagandized. Holy shit.
Who do you trust anymore?
It's tough. It's tough out there. But you know what you can trust is that I'm ending this fucking episode.
Oh, thank goodness. I've been waiting for you to say that.
I just wanted to get to all your stuff, that's all.
Yeah, well, almost all of it.
Okay.
Say that. You say that, but then you don't do the bare minimum to just listen to one song.
Okay. All right. Next week.
Okay. Let's see.
Thank you so much for sticking out with whatever the fuck this was. Good God. And also check out our beautiful cinema on Hellraiser, so you can not watch that movie. You can actually see it over here. Look at that. It was actually turned out pretty good.
That's a nice graphic.
Yeah, I don't know why it didn't go full screen. Premiere is really fucking up with my shit.
Oh, man.
But yeah, it's over up on YouTube.
2 likes.
Yeah, look at that. And one of those... You can check that out over. It's on YouTube. It's on the podcast services. And I mentioned it earlier. You can check out the live stream. We just got rolling episodes the whole time. And that's a title. That's a title. You're telling me you don't want to listen to episode 43. You know, it's good. It's been chugging along. The engagement's what it is.
It's programming, man. It's programming.
Programming.
It actually technically is programming.
This is programming right here. That's what this is. Check it out. And honestly, it's more intelligible than you might think to pop into an episode. I promise. Yeah, check it out. You can follow me on Twitter if you really want to, DeadEndRoad, Facebook.com/DeadEndRoadTV, Twitch.tv/DeadEndRoadTV if you're not already here, and do a YouTube search for DeadEndRoad TV if you're not already watching the archive up on YouTube, and Ko-fi.com/DeadEndRoad. And if you have some thoughts, like Lefty Lucy or about Lefty Lucy, maybe email us video@deadendroad.co. Wouldn't that be fun if we got to a point where listeners were like having personal spats between each other? That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, I mean, you could just kind of make that happen in your mind.
Sure, I could. Yeah. I did think about rigging up a system where I could have Dale read out all the all the dead letters, but it would take...
About Righty Randy.
Maybe.
Randy comes in, has a conflict with Lefty Lucy.
Yeah, maybe we could do that. Yeah.
Right-handed, and his
marmoset watches the internet with him. There we go. Yeah. All right, we got to get the fuck out of here. All right.
So get well soon, Emmanuel the emu.
Yeah.
Don't hold anything against you, buddy. I really don't.
It's stressful out here. You know, sometimes we can't listen to the 3-minute songs we need to because of stress. And So we shouldn't cast aspersions on Emus or anyone else. All right. That's it. Thank you. Goodbye forever. Shit, where's the button?
Oh no.
Where is it? There it is. All right. Now it's really bye forever.